Hey folks, Red Monster SC here, at the start of episode 4 of the Let's Go Mining series, my Zero to Hero playthrough using only mining methods to earn our way through the verse. Episode 3, we did Hadanite mining with the Rented ROC and a Rented Cutlass Black, which I am here in the wonderful cockpit area of. We still have the Cutlass Black, but today we are going to Magda, which you can see up in the sky behind me. We are currently sitting on 261,680 credits. Yep, that's right, 680. Let's go ahead. We have the Grey Cat ROC still hanging out in the cargo area. A nice thing about when you do these vehicles is when you store the ROC, when you have the ROC parked on the cargo grid in the Cutlass Black, storing the Cutlass Black, the next time you pull it out, the ROC is still going to be there. Great news for all of you folks who just don't want to have to go to an outpost every single session you're running. I like it. I think that every ship should be able to just have an instant ROC appear there. We're going to head over to OM2 above Magda here. We did in last episode. We said OM1, being the North Pole, on the right side would be the kind of morning. However, we're on OM2, which is the South Pole, so we would need to go to the left side. I'm going to just double check real quick. There is one of the mining stations there that will be a little bit outside of our area, but let's go ahead and start heading down towards the planet's surface, and we're going to be pretty clear of any ground outposts that would make us easy to navigate to. So that's the important thing. As I mentioned before, the Cutlass Black can be picked up on radar scans at about 60 kilometers. For a good ship, usually about 40 kilometers is the appropriate detection distance. And yeah, we're gonna go just cruise on down to the planet's surface and start our scan. We do want to make sure, using the comma and period keys, we want to set our scan angles to the appropriate level. I like to do a 90-degree field of view as I'm scanning. The reason why I do this is because we're going to be cruising across the planet's surface at about 300 meters per second. If we go to 180 degrees or wider, you'll end up getting scan signals that are too far off to the left or the right, that you will blow past those completely. You have to fully stop and turn around. You lose a lot of your momentum. You don't really want to pay too much attention to those signals that are going to be difficult to navigate to. It's being very time efficient. So set it to 90 degrees, and that way, as you scan, only those things that are in front of you that you have a shot at navigating properly towards will be out there. So we're going to cruise on down to the planet's surface, to the moon's surface on Magda. Now, Magda has a couple of interesting biomes. There's kind of the blue kind of rock area, and then they have a bright red, very vibrant colors. And it is one of the places with a good chance of Hadanite. It's not the best like Aberdeen is, but it gives us at least something a little bit more unique than Aberdeen, because honestly, Aberdeen's got one biome and it's hot desert mess. So go ahead, come in here. We'll get some unique terrain features that we can peruse around, and maybe need to be a little bit picky. Maybe not the most time efficient that it could be, but we're gonna just go out and scoop up what we can. Now, we focused on Hadanite for the first run. I would say we don't necessarily need to do a Hadanite only for the next couple of runs, but what we are going to be looking for are clusters of at least 3 Hadanite and at least 5 of the Dolivine and Aphorite. If we find a large cluster of something, I think we'll stop and scoop it up. And then we are going to generously abuse the inventory available in our Cutlass Black here to transfer out of the Grey Cat ROC into the Cutlass Black local inventory, so that we can just fill up on as much as possible. So that's the plan. Let's get to it. We approach the planet's surface and just take in a moment here to appreciate what we're looking at here. This is just amazing. Amazing terrain features. I'm a huge fan. Nice little haze on the sun, on the starward side. That limb of the atmosphere just peeking out a little bit. And we're essentially going to head more or less. This says north. We are on the South Pole, so as long as we're heading mostly north, we'll be alright. But we want to keep the star, Stanton star, up to our right. Since we are on the morning side, it's going to be rising from the right to the left as we proceed throughout the day. And this will give us just the longest amount of time in daylight possible, starting on this morning side. Again, we're looking at signals that are ore deposits showing up at 8 to 10 kilometers out. With the Cutlass Black, they show up at about 8 kilometers. If you're in an exploration ship, they'll show up a little closer. And then we're looking for signals that pop up, just like this one, actually, right as I'm talking about it. Perfect timing, Red. Good job. Looking for signals that appear within about 4 kilometers, because those are going to be our gemstones. They don't show up as the dispersed cloud until you get about there. Within 4 kilometers. Now I'm going to get a little close, and I can just do a quick zoom in. It looks like those are pink. Zooming typically scans a little bit faster than... And look at that, we've got 3 Hadanite. Now that's about the minimum we'd want to stop for. There is some setup, teardown time as you park, retrieve your rock, go through that whole rigmarole of disembarking, loading back up. But we're gonna do it. 3 Hadanite in a group is about the min. Yeah, of course it's parked just a little bit too far back to get around that one side. We'll go ahead and open up here. Fortunately, the Cutlass Black has plenty of maneuvering space inside this cargo hold, so. Power up the engines again. And let's get turned around here. There's our gems. Yeah. Just getting the practice of being a little picky about what we go after helps keep the amount of time you spend to a minimum. 254,000 in about an hour and a half for episode 3, so that was good. That's why when I give estimates to people, I think rock mining gives you about 150,000 credits per hour. I feel like that's achievable on decent luck. You don't have to be overly quick or concerned. But yeah, very achievable even with some of the issues you'll run into. Now, of course, you can scoop in between each. I normally do that. I'm just a little excited right now. Let's go ahead and scoop these up, make sure everything works properly. Occasionally you'll get the rock that decides it doesn't want to pick up anything. Of course, my attempts to collect one gemstone, I scatter a couple. I'm up on some terrain here. There we go. Continuing, as mentioned before, each of these rock deposits give you 3 CSCU of materials. You need 27 of them to fill up in a Grey Cat rock, but you can easily transfer that inventory into your Cutlass Black, and significantly more material that it's able to carry. The only downside is if you run into a server error and disconnect or something that doesn't return those materials, you could lose out on a lot. If you crash your ship, that could be another issue. Of course, getting pirated, always a concern. Somebody comes and blows you up, it will drop a little cargo box with all of your gemstones there that they can scoop up, take back home, sell for themselves. with 3.17.2, they did increase the server capacity, so the number of players went from 50 up to between 75 and 125, 150. I've usually seen it in the mid hundreds, 110 or so. You will have a lot more people on each server, potentially crossing over each other, because we just still have the one system. We're all stuck in Stanton. Few options of where to go. We had some observers come along for our Sunday morning mining session last week. Decided they just wanted to be near and dear to our hearts. Made our security folks a little nervous, because I'll tell you what, you come in and you're not part of our group and you're just there to say hello. Decide to start flying towards people, you know, you get a little sketchy. Yeah, just don't tap on the glass. These events are open invite, but we just want to make sure the people that are there are participating and serious about wanting to mine. So those folks who decide to come in and just loiter, yeah, you can loiter by watching stream. That's fine. If you're contributing, no problem.
Extraction mode on.
Alright. Scooping. We're going to have 9 CSCU with this. Now, I grew up in southern Utah. And we have 5 national parks there, here in the United States. And I'll tell you what, this terrain here on Magda reminds me so much of that area. The gorgeous red rocks and rock formation, you know, hoodoos. Actually what they're called. Hoodoos and arches and all of that. I haven't seen an arch in Star Citizen yet. I think that's what they need to add. That would be pretty great. But, you know, the nice kind of painted desert area. Different layers amidst the rock. Colored banding. Very, very much a familiar sight. Oh, there goes a blue beaver. I didn't think I had dropped that there. Oh well. It's just gonna roll right away. Maybe it's the one I was supposed to eat last time, but didn't actually do much replenishing. Alright. Gonna continue our scan. And keeping the star to our right. Just a little wake up on the morning side. Mountainous terrain. Definitely a unique environment to be in. Mining on hillsides is always fun. Because once you fracture the rock, whatever it breaks up into, if it's gemstones, you got gemstones. If it is a larger ore deposit. Okay, we got some detections. You'll just have so much of that material will slide down the hill. Really make you appreciate gravity in all of its wonder. Okay. Can we ID that? That looks like Hadanite. Give just another. Nope, Dolivine. Got the green banding. That's only 3. If it were like 5 or more, we might stop for it. Oh, we got another one over here. Alright, that's a twofer. Yeah, only 2. Won't even stop the scan. Continue the turn. Alright, as we continue our flight, we see these signals off at 6 kilometers, 8 kilometers when they start up. Fly past them, track them, not too interested. But what we will see is, on occasion, a new signal will pop up within 4 kilometers. This might be repetitive. Did I say this was unscripted? I think I said this is unscripted. Just you, me, Cuddy, and the rock. Got 8 kilometers out there. Probably a good idea to get out of some of this mountainous area. Get some more 7-kilometer signals. Just because these mountains are gonna just swallow up all the gemstones. Oh, there we go. Makes finding a good landing site a little difficult. Okay, is that a 2 for... maybe 3? Nope, I only see 2. Well, the good. I think we got another signal right here. Go check this out briefly. Oh man, if that's up on the hillside. Yeah. No, that is an ore deposit. Thank goodness, because I'll tell you what, that would be an absolute nightmare to have to mine if it was up there. Ooh. Right on like a ridge line. You get rocks scattering everywhere. That is no bueno, as we say out west. Alright, signal right there. Not the worst type of plateau to be on. Alright, a trio. And I think we got another signal over there, not too far off. What do these look like? We can scan. That's green Dolivine. Get out of here. Alright, that's a 4. Quartet. And that's Dolivine again, man. Now, we have an option. A signal at 1,500 meters off, that's 3. And these that are 4, that'll be 7. Might as well set down and do what we can with them. I will, since they're close together, probably stoop.
Engines offline.
Money in the bank. That's what we're after, right? Good amount of rocks, good amount of money. Even though they're not the most profitable, just makes sense. Go scoop them. We're not exactly capacity limited, so take a quick ping as we come out, and I know for a fact that other one is at 1,500 meters. We're gonna go hit that first. But hang on, one thing we forgot. Since we're gonna lose direct line of sight to the Cutlass, let's go close up that ramp. There's not much right now we'd lose. This is our, second chunk. A couple of Hadanite already in the rock. But we don't want to get stuck out here. Have to beg in global chat for a pickup. It's the worst. Alright, 1,500 meters off. Might hit that rock. Don't. Yeah, okay. Now, you can take several pretty decent hits in a rock vehicle before it explodes on you, but it will explode on you at some point if you're out abusing it. We've done the occasional demolition derby with them. Quite an entertaining feat. Alright, and this is gonna be odd, rocky, mountainous terrain. I think we'll be able to get up over. Like pretty much every time I've played Skyrim, you know, you want to climb up those real steep mountains instead of going through the paths they give you. That's exactly how this feels right now. Let's go ahead and scoop up them gems. Oh. I see them now. This is going to be real fun coming back over the top on. Oh. Yep, and of course, I roll it. This rough and rugged terrain. Get our fracturing mode kicked on.
Mining mode on.
Much higher instability on this Dolivine. Oh man, this might have been a mistake. Very, very much more difficult challenge because it just fluctuates so crazily. Makes it difficult to control, but we can do this. We can do this.
Warning. Power critical. Extraction mode on.
Okay. And of course, mining on the hillside, they're all gonna roll down that hill. It's one of those times where it might actually make sense just to let them all break up first. I'm gonna do that.
Fracturing mode
They'll
on.
all end up rolling down the hill anyways. Makes sense to let them just consolidate. I think I'm getting a weird, because the rocks are like in front of one another. It wasn't registering any charge level increase for it. There we go. Look at that optimal window. I don't think I've ever seen an optimal window that high on the charge level bar. It's like right up at the 90th percentile, you know? That's just insane. Got a higher instability, higher charge level it needs to approach. I would say, all in all, Dolivine sucks. Don't go mine Dolivine on purpose, I think. It's cheaper, it's harder. Takes longer to get up to that charge level. Oh. You see that? All that instability. Thank you. Get a little charge in there. Okay. Yeah. Managed to salvage that one. We'll just go ahead and start extracting. This is going to just roll right down there wonderfully. Our own little gemstone funnel. It decides to start scooping. Yeah, there we go. You. Just a handful of stuff left up here. Less of a concern to overheat here because it is negative 18 degrees Celsius. Definite temperature difference from Aberdeen. Just rocking around. Give it its time, let it scoop. Mining can be a very relaxing experience. You know, it's kind of like fishing, you know, they don't call it catching. A lot of it's just waiting for a bite. Yeah. Go ahead and get the rest of that scooped up. Just chugging along. Even like rock mining. Feels good to get on a hot cluster, you know. Continuing the scoop. That is one of the benefits, I guess, of mining on a hillside. You do get these like natural funnels, everything just kind of consolidates into. You do also run into issues where rocks will sometimes get buried inside terrain in the most inconvenient way possible. So this was a couple there. Creative. Oh. Overshoot. Scoop that one. And there we go. Third person and just enjoy the hillside. I'm gonna launch myself. This is gonna be great. More or less. Oh. Up on that hilltop plateau. Vehicles have like a nice little way of righting themselves, which is an absolute godsend. Not even kidding. I was playing one of the other popular space games, and they had a little buggy. And I decided to go drive it around. Ended up getting myself flipped upside down, and there was no way to get myself righted. Couldn't get out of it either. I was just stuck. I tell you. Having to log out, lose your ship and stuff. That's rough. They probably fixed it since that was 5+ years ago. Terrain hop. Alright, last couple of deposits up here.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
More Dolivine. instability.
Power critical.
Yeah, that overcharge.
Extraction mode on.
Alright.
Fracturing mode on.
Get a little left of the center zone there. Just does not want to go.
Warning. Power critical.
Something odd is going on. That's just the shadow of the mountain behind us passing over. Some like Independence Day level ominousness there.
Extraction mode on.
Expect Jeff Goldblum to come out of the woodwork. Alright. Really love how the shadows do this. There's a group that does different astronomical phenomena inside the verse that are scientifically accurate. So they go to do like eclipses, things of that nature. It's actually rather cool.
Fracturing mode on.
Get a little glimpse of it ourselves.
Warning.
Oh,
Power critical.
yep, see that overcharge.
Warning. Power critical.
Stability just really gets you. Slow it through. We can probably do the standard charge. Enough time left over, the overcharge dissipates.
Extraction mode on.
There we go. Just don't move the arm around too frequently. It'll redirect and cause them to go everywhere. Get them to be like right on top. It's a nice little area of effect to pull some in from. Just
Fracturing mode on.
You know what? I I wonder. Does Magda rotate? How is it? Is Magda rotating the opposite direction? I didn't think it was. We did OM2, right? Went to the left side.
Warning. Power critical.
So, prograde versus retrograde.
Extraction mode on.
Maybe it's a retrograde orbit. Not unheard of. Alright, we have one. Kind of flew off this way. That would actually be quite interesting.
Action mode on.
As I've made the guides I've done, I haven't had a chance to validate rotational parameters for every planetary body. We did have a retrograde. It looks like very well could be here on Magda. That'd be some good learning. I'd throw that in my little box of self-injury there. What is that about? I am bleeding. Oh no. Okay. I wonder why the med gun didn't work. You pull it out and hold B. The good news is I had a med pen. Bad news is stupid weather systems decide to kill you. Wow, little heart stopping there, huh? Don't worry, everybody. I'm fine. Yeah, just typical program. Nothing to see here. Move right along. Quite the excitement. Alright. Oh no. We get into the pilot seat. Hopefully be able to close all that up. The button didn't wanna. There we go. I think just because the ship is rustling around a little bit, I have a keybind on my joysticks I can use. Alright, so, just confirming a couple of things. First, that's OM2. You know, it might be we're just so far south. Is it just we're kind of orbiting around? Yeah, well, we'll see. So M2 is not that far up. Keep the star to our right-ish. Yeah. 7 kilometers. We're kind of ignoring a couple of these close ones. maybe shouldn't do that. Let's just look. Okay, that's a trio. And what are we looking at here? Of course it's Hadanite. 3 rocks on a hillside, just like right at that. Right at our cutoff, just saying, you know what? If you're gonna mine stuff, give yourself silly little rules. Just half of this weather system, too. Well, poor Fluffy Bunny. Homeboy's got a medical contract out. Tried to do a couple of those and got ambushed by pirates. Grievers. Preying on the gullible and those just looking for a medical RP. Alright, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, I should have spotted that earlier. The only way... We're gonna have to go reposition that. The only way we'd be able to get back on is if we did like a little side jump off of one of the sides of that gully. Definitely want to have your landing pad or your ramp on the surface. There we go. That's manageable. Pro tip, always check your ramp position. So that would not have been fun. Got our Hadanite up there. Oh man. It's 4 degrees Celsius. Now, to my knowledge, I don't know that being at the poles versus being near the equator has any impact on the temperature of your location. If that's wrong, please let me know in the comments. That would be quite fascinating. I'll tell you what, Hadanite, with its half as difficult instability and its optimal charge levels that are right near the bottom, why would we mine anything else? That's right, content. It's unique and varied. Get out over to Ariel. Ariel is also very flat. Maybe that's going to be next up. We have Ariel and Daymar that are the other targets we could go for. Realistically, 8 sessions like we did the other day.
Extraction mode on.
Episode 3. 8 sessions like that, you'll get your prospector. Might be a couple of days worth of rentals. You know, obviously don't go out and rent for more than like a 124-hour period, because first off, bugs will steal all your money. Second, you could earn it back pretty easily, so there's no real like major discount going multiple days at a time.
Fracturing mode on.
Let's just go rent another. They're not going to run out. Yeah, what happened with that medical is sometimes as you're dealing with storms and such on the planet's surface, it's very possible that as you get out and transition from the physics grid inside the vehicle into the planet's physics grid, if there's a storm going on, it might knock you kind of weird to the point where you might smack yourself into the side of a rock or something. Both like the rock, the geological object, and the rock, the Grey Cat vehicle. Yeah, we're looking more and more in the darkness here. It's quite interesting.
Fracturing mode on.
Toggle the lights on. No, that's not helpful. That's one complaint I have about this game, is the way that they've just treated ship lights. Minimum range, optional features, very narrow illumination fields. You know, you get a little narrow beam. You'd actually probably be better having squad members with their helmet-mounted flashlights spotting you off of the ground than using most ship lights. I think the worst case was like the Gladius, that its light only illuminates like 15 or 20 meters kind of forward and down of it. So if you're in the pilot seat, you actually can't really, you know, it's not even in your forward field of view. It's forward and down where it's kind of angled. It just
Fracturing mode on.
makes it very tough, you know. Let's go ahead, load on up. Let's start chasing some daylight, huh? It's getting dark. Mining in the dark is scary. You get weird noises. Just all sorts of fun there. Yeah, see? Star's completely out of there. Let's just, out of curiosity, where are we at on Magda? Yeah, we're basically on the South Pole. Looking at the equatorial orbits. Yeah, we're so far south, it's very well, it could be just a standard prograde orbit. Well, you know what? Is Magda rotated on its side? See these circular areas. It could be that's just a 90-degree orbit. See what it looks like. It could be poles one way or the other. It's very interesting. Chasing daylight. Okay, what do we got? 6. Yeah, that's worth stopping for. That'll be Aphorite. Make sure we get ourselves into a stable landing position. Take home a little bit of everything, huh? Might as well.
Engines offline.
And just make sure, yeah, our positioning's fine. hillside.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
Alright. It's a bit more manageable. Good instability.
Warning.
0.92.
Power critical.
Optimal charge level. Middle of the bar area. I would like to see some unique gemstones come in Pyro.
Extraction mode on.
Provide a lot of good variety there, especially since we're supposed to have Pyro cave crabs. This will be just freaking terrifying, man. I was doing the test recordings for the first episode here, doing cave mining. Somebody flew past outside the cave in their Scorpius. Yeah, that is. They did a great job with the sound design there, but I about crap my pants. That was definitely not something you want to hear. Oh.
Extraction mode on.
Well, one's gonna slide down that hill. Like being in a cave alone for 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden hearing that. The vehicle was kind of sliding down the hill, so what I've done is actually I've just got my
Power critical.
hand on the D key, pressing that, so turning the wheels a little bit. Well, at least a little bit of input seems to stop that. See, as soon as I let it go.
Warning.
Wiggles.
Power critical. Extraction mode on.
Alright. Wait for those gemstones to show up. Yeah, D key. Especially as it's on the hillside here. Gravity's trying to pull it down, so you need to get some input in there to say, hey, don't move my vehicle. Keep on scooping. About half full. Not bad, not bad.
Fracturing mode on.
Or half empty, you know, depending on your perspective.
Warning. Power critical.
We'll have a little bit of everything.
Extraction mode on.
As all those gems slide down the hill. Scooping them up. Come on. Just think about it. Kind of fun with that headlight. The VFX guys who've done this. Definitely an interesting scoop method. Nice thing about this instability is it's a very predictable response. When mining Quantanium, that's the one factor that becomes really tough. You start off with an instability of 7 or 8 on a good rock. The charge level's going to jump everywhere.
Extraction mode on.
Do yourself a huge favor by switching out of the mouse wheel, actually. Going with a throttle slider. Something that's got direct, kind of proportional controls. You can go right to the setting you want. Very responsive. That helps some. And also, mining with the appropriate laser and modules. You get the Lancet with a 75% instability reduction. The Bow C3s, I definitely recommend those. Unfortunately, there's just no laser upgrades for the Grey Cat Rock.
Fracturing mode on.
Stuck with the stock Arbor laser. No bonuses, no downsides, but one module or so would be great.
Extraction mode on.
Accidentally toggled the wrong button.
Fracturing mode on. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
That power critical warning is actually you could go through. There's some audio cues when the rock is charging up. You get this rumble sound to it. And then, yeah, nothing really when it passes from just standard warming up to when it's actually charging up. It tells you when it gets that overcharge. And you could potentially mine a fracture or rock blindfolded just using the audio cues. I've done that with a Quantanium asteroid. And, it's fun. It's interesting. Gotta kind of gauge it a little bit. You pull the power off too much and you start losing charge rate. Want to get to yeah, just hide right now.
Fracturing mode on.
We'll have 2 rocks on the hill, maybe just one. There we are. Hold that directional key, crank that wheel just a little bit. Oh my, laser off. Just like power down a little.
Critical.
Still showing the charge level, so that's good. There we go. Managed to avoid an overcharge.
Extraction mode on.
Oh. And of course, as soon as I aim at it, it just jumps right in there. Little transition there. Is it on the hill? Okay. close this up. And let's go find ourselves. We're gonna go for a Hadanite patch. I think we really need to. We're gonna hold out. Well, so I almost died. Got a little bit of everything. I continue the hunt. If this is what, 2 kilometers away? Ooh, oh, that's a 5-piece. Yeah, it's Hadanite. Put the pink there. We know it's good. All right. I think we should be okay. Yeah. It is a little bit easier to spot people at night if they got their headlights on and such. I still have my headlights on, which maybe isn't the smartest thing to do. We'll take that chance, you know? It's about risk. There's that 5-piece Hadanite deliciousness.
Fracturing mode on.
We're at 57, basically. Got 5, we need 15 more. We'll have space. See where it rolls on the hill.
Extraction mode
Yeah,
on.
definitely all sliding down. Brilliant. Not quite sure why those are dancing around like they are. Mining on a hillside. Just how it works sometimes. Yeah, is that like out of range? That's probably a little out of range.
Fracturing mode on.
We'll leave a few behind there, go scoop them up with the rest, whatever we can't snag here. got a little bit of a...
Critical.
Of course, all those are sliding down. Scoop apple.
Fracturing mode.
All right. Next up. Couple more gemstones here. We'll be pretty close to full with this, and I actually think I'm going to call that for today, about as much as I have time for. Get these last three load up into the cutty, and then, yeah, we can do a bed log.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power
In
critical.
space.
Warning. Power critical.
Head over towards Ariel next. Give it a nice little run through. Oh man. Oh, they're just jumping right next to each other. Gotta love it.
Fracturing mode on.
It says 97% Hadanite. Great. Great. Doesn't matter. Every single one of them. 3 CSCU.
Warning.
Added
Power
material.
critical.
About 30 gems each. Which isn't bad.
Extraction mode on.
We'll be chasing these gems down the hillside for the entire day. That's gonna be great. Mining on hills. Bad. We'll go to Ariel. It'll all be flat. Ariel's this weird, like, geyser surface. It's all very much yellow and very few mountains. Relatively smooth topography.
Fracturing mode on.
Yeah, we get a mixed load sold out of the rock. Maybe this will get us like 180, 150. Probably. Close to that. looking around, trying to find the right clusters, you know? Mining in the dark, definitely interesting. The interface is a lot easier to read. Temperature-wise, it's negative 20°, no concerns there.
Extraction mode
You might be able to survive on a more extreme environment, mining in the dark. Possibly. I think there were like day-night differentials on the average temperatures. That's worth keeping in mind. Oh, scoop. Okay, there we go. Alright. Filling right up. Take a moment here. Go over to this side. Scoop this one out on its lonesome. I have no idea how it ended up all the way up here. Little gemstone gremlins. This one up over here. Way off here. How did that happen? Yeah. Get around these rocks here. Man, this one really soared. More rescue beacons. Horse saps. Oh. Did I get that one? I think I got that one. Or I might have just tossed it somewhere. Yeah, that's wherever it is. It's found its new home. Okay. Let's get up. Head over to HDMS Han. Little bit of a drifted a little bit there. I don't necessarily want to launch myself up there. But that kind of worked. Use the mining arm to lift up a little bit. 72 SCU. And let's go ahead, close up, and Yeah, not quite a full rock yet. We got 73-ish. Head over to Han, sell what we've got, then call it for episode 4.
Engines online.
First there, get out of atmo. Just enough. That's the nice thing about these moons, is the atmosphere is so thin. You only need to get 3 kilometers up. Hurston, gotta get like 15. It's pretty rough. Final approach. Once again, thank you for watching. If you like and subscribe. If you have not gotten a Star Citizen game package yet, please consider doing so using my referral code, which you can find in the description below. You get an extra 5,000 starting credits. Helps you out on your way. And of course, on occasion, they do actually offer some promotional packages with those referrals. So keep an eye out there. You can create the account now with the without having to make a pledge, and then when you eventually do pledge, if there's a promotion, earn yourself whatever their current bonuses are. So that'll be pretty cool. Drop in. I will say mining is one of my favorite gameplay loops. It's the most complex. It definitely feels like a skill that you need to develop. Where combat, yeah, you can be a good pilot. There's skill there, definitely. But I love the industrial gameplay loops, and gotta say, it's very rewarding, very relaxing. And overall, it's something I feel like I can do for quite a while. Good old mining. And the fact is, you do it well, and you end up earning your way to basically any other ship in the game. So, pulling a couple million here and there. We're gonna go ahead and exit the vehicle and go over and sell. Don't forget, close up the ramp every time you leave. And we're fighting our way through a windstorm right now. Good times. At least we didn't take damage this time. When I head into the building that's marked storage, outside the front of it, this one, I think, is it. I usually have the yellow tower, but not always. Alright, we get in here, close things up. Let's go see what we're making, boys. Oh, somebody has been here looting already. Sad day. Alright, so we know it's all in the Grey Cat Rock. 145,000. Not bad. Okay, what do we have? We spent 764 on the mining, refueling, so we're gonna get 145, 370. Let's go ahead and sell the cheap stuff. 27,000 in Aphorite. Dolivine at 130, so 27,000 of that as well. Okay, and Hadanite, 90,000 credits worth. Boom. Alright guys, we are at 406,000 credits overall. Considering where we started off. Yeah. Pretty awesome business now. I hear somebody out there. They're renting stuff. Yeah, that's right. 40,000, 36 between the rentals and getting refueled in between. So we got all that going on, and overall, last couple of sessions, 400,000 credits earned with the rental cuddy. Couple more sessions like this, and yeah, we'll be out there in our rental prospector and potentially purchasing a prospector outright. Not too long after that, so that's gonna be pretty awesome. Go see if we can wave down this guy pulling out his rock. Yeah, I think he's trying it in a cuddy red. Brave dude. Not gonna lie. Alright. We'll head back onto the station. I will wrap it up now. Thank you for watching episode 4. Let's go mining the 0 to hero using only mining methods. We are sitting here with 406,288 credits. And I'll tell you what, feel pretty good. Feeling pretty good. And just a final reminder to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And I want to wish a special thanks to my Patreons who pledge their ongoing support to the channel. If you feel like becoming a patron, you can find a link in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitch channel as well, where I live stream Star Citizen content on Monday night, Friday night, and Sunday mornings. Next up, we're headed to Ariel and on to Daymar for the final 2 sessions in the Rented ROC.